Good evening and welcome to Ray Skillman Stadium at Center Grove High School for the rivalry game between Center Grove Middle School Central and Center Grove Middle School North. Hello everyone, I'm Kevin Conrad, joined by Aaron Holt. And Aaron, just moments ago, the skies opened up and we've got a downpour here at Ray Skillman Stadium for this 8th grade football game. So it's a good thing they run the wing tee. We had Coach Moore on at halftime of the 7th grade contest and talking about running the wing tee. You can run it in bad weather, and we saw that last Friday against Pike. And, well, here in this second game, I think we may have rain throughout, so we'll see how the teams handle the elements here in Game 2.
Looking at the radar, I have a feeling the rain's going to be here for quite some time, certainly throughout the first half. And the good news is both teams got to play in the same environment. They run the same offense. They've run it since they basically come out of the womb. And they know what to do. They've played in it before. It shouldn't be that big of a deal, hopefully. And really excited for this football game. Two undefeated teams. It's just going to be a joy to watch. The stands are packed. You see varsity players that played for the appropriate middle schools on each sidelines, which is really, really cool. And a lot of excitement that's going to take place here tonight.
Both teams undefeated at 9-0. Head coach of the North Trojans, Travis McMahon, 15 years as a coach in the Center Grove program, 11 at Middle School North. His assistants, John Summers and Andy McRoberts. And for Coach Brandon Painter, now in his 7th year as head coach at Central, his assistants, Jay Barnett, Chris Hudson. And this game is underway. Great kickoff for North all the way back to the 11-yard line. North in the white uniform, Central in the black, and nice return for Central, just short of the 30. And again, something's got to give tonight. Two undefeateds. And this also will be the final game of the regular season for both squads. Gavin
Matheson has really returned the ball well this year for Central. Broken 2 or 3 of them for touchdowns, and he starts the game off with a nice return there. And you talk about these teams, one thing that's going to be brought up a lot tonight is both teams have great kickers. And don't be surprised to see this game come down to, believe it or not, field goals.
Man in motion, Sam Holt. North in the backfield, dropping Central for a loss.
That time, I believe it was Petty, looked like Petty, that came through the A-gap and caught the count. And they're going to have to make an adjustment quickly on the snap count, get them on their heels, go 2 and 3, and stay patient with what's taking place out there on the field. Be aware of what's going on.
Central quarterback number 15, Matt Pence. 2nd and long here for Central. Pence throwing, man open, completing to Sam Holt for the first down across midfield into North territory. Going to be at the 47-yard line.
Well, that time what happened is they did move Petty back out onto the end. They still tried to get penetration there in the A-gap, but Central was able to pick it up, did a much better job blocking. Pence was patient with him dropping back and found Sam wide open there on the sideline and picked up a first down. Great momentum shift here in the ball game early.
Pence gets the Central squad back to the line of scrimmage. And Pence lost control of the football as he went to pivot to hand it off. He was hit immediately. And, Aaron, did you catch a number on that freight train?
I did not, but it's coming right through the A-gap. And is it 68? I couldn't quite – can't see the numbers.
Is that Hunter Stroop?
It could be Hunter Stroop. And
yeah, 68, I believe, or 66 is
66.
also up there. Jordan Latham. Well, also up there as well.
We're going to have to step down on him because he's coming through quick. And, again, the one thing you can do is switch up the snap count.
So 2nd and long once again. And, again, wet football, making it very, very difficult to hang on to it. Pence lost control of the football back at around the 30. Looks like they'll drop it at the 35-yard line.
Well, North's wound up right now, and Central just needs to relax, take a deep breath. They're okay. Right now, it's 3rd and long. The chances of getting a first down are it's 3rd and 30. Just get 2 good plays, or really one good play, PJ's capable of kicking the ball pretty deep, and now it's a field position situation.
Stroop in there again, 3rd and 31. Central back to the run game, number 33. That's Gavin Matheson. Gets a few yards, just short of the 40. So Josh Johnson gets credit for the tackle for North.
Now what Central will do here is it's almost soccer style, and PJ's a great soccer kicker. He'll get the ball. He's going to run towards one of the sidelines. He's going to read it. If he sees something open, he'll fake it. Now, this particular case, it's so long, I guarantee he'll kick it, but he's capable of really putting up a big kick.
First part of it is just get a hold of that football because it is very slippery. And great job by Buck. Rolls
they got to hurry and get down there.
The 5, and
he picked it up.
Picked it up at the goal
line.
My
goodness gracious.
Going to be tripped up at the 6-yard line, and Jacob Keith picks it up at just outside the goal line. And
that ball was going to roll into the end zone. They're going to get it on the 20-yard line, and instead Keith, for whatever reason, decided to pick up the ball. Holt makes a good tackle, did not give up on the play, and like I said, PJ is a great kicker. We said earlier that the North team has Eckert and the Central team has Buck, and I really think, especially with the weather, this could come down to a kicking contest, and a great momentum shift again for Central in this particular case, and let's see if they can play some defense here.
Buck gets off a 60-yard punt. North offense for the first time today. Jackson Moore, quarterback. Handoff goes to Cam Petty, and he's going to go the distance. Let's see if they can chase him down or not. He's to the 50, to the 30. They're giving him chase, and he's going to go in for the touchdown. Cam Petty, so impressive. He will go, 93 yards for the score.
It was a quick hit. Petty has incredible speed, and he's a big kid, big, strong kid there. Did not see the replay there, but if we came with pressure and we miss, he's going to go the distance. And it's okay from the standpoint if you're Central. Obviously, if you're North, on the north side, you got to be ecstatic with how that started. But we have had conversations on the Central side that this is not something that we didn't think would happen. We know they're capable of hitting big. It's a long game, so you just got to take a deep breath. They got to do a better job offensively and holding onto the ball, so North can't get that opportunity to get those quick hits.
Luke Eckert will attempt the PAT kick here for North. Good snap. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And North strikes first, leading Central 7-0 here in the 8th grade contest. 3:36 to play in the opening quarter, and you'll see Cam Petty, once he got through the initial line of scrimmage, good pursuit by Central. Drew Green gave it chase and made a diving effort, but Petty just too fast.
Yeah, great run by Petty there. Good up front blocking. The offensive line for North is just solid. They're big, they're strong, and probably more than anything, they're smart. They know who to block on every particular type of defense that's going to be thrown to them, and that's something that the Central Ball Club is going to have to deal with, and therefore we're going to have to break down and try to avoid that big play. One way to do that, again, is to get the ball offensively and run clock. So quick score. It's first quarter, 3:36 left. We knew this was going to be a great ball game. There's already been multiple great plays made. North so far is leading in that category.
Up front for that North offensive line, you got Lucas Doyle, Kyle Salter, Hunter Stroop, Deacon Long, A.J. Weesey, and Freddie Lyons. Pretty good kickoff by Eckert. He's going to get a touchback. Rolls into the end zone. See that too often, middle school football, touchbacks. So the Central squad will set up camp at its own 20-yard line.
I'll tell you what's exciting is we have two really, really strong kickers right now at the high school, obviously, and your son Drew, Kevin, and then the Snyder kids obviously kicked very well this year. And what's really nice is they're going to be going in next year as seniors and coming in as two really solid quality kickers, and it's really neat to see.
Run to the 21-yard line. 1 yard gain here for Central. Petty on the stop. Lucas Hunter with the carry. Cam Petty has quite a few family members tuning in tonight from the hometown of Grant, Nebraska, and also his Aunt Jana watching from San Antonio, Texas. I got a feeling a lot better weather in San Antonio tonight than what we have here.
Well, he's putting on a show for him so far, and
sure
I'm
is.
Really thrilled that they're able to see it.
On second down, running play here to the near side. Some pretty good yards for Gavin Matheson. Run out of bounds. Close to a first down.
Did a good job there, Central sealing the end, and that's something they're going to have to do throughout this game is getting up to the second level. Sam does a good job there, staying on his block and giving Gavin an opportunity to get close to a first down. Granted, it's early, but this is a big play in this game. Central needs to get the momentum back onto their side, and a third down play here that results in a first down is huge.
Offensive line here for Central. The center, Ben Seifert, Eli Fotenhauer, one of the guards, along with Ben Smith, another guard, and the tackles are Nolan Coy and Preston Cook, and
fumble on the play.
Tight end Tommy Robinson, a fumble, and it's going to be recovered by North. So North will have great field position inside the 30 at the 28-yard line.
Central is just absolutely getting destroyed up front right now. And, again, they're going to have to step down on these guys and change up the snap count, or it's going to be a long night. They got to be able to get the play off, and right now there's just not any time to even get the handoff to the running back.
Jackson Moore under center. One play for North. Here's their second play, and Cam Petty rips out of a tackle now with a big stiff arm, and finally they ride him out of bounds. He's a tough one to tackle, much similar to what we see on Friday nights with Max Norris. You're not going to tackle this young man up high. You got to get him down low. He's
big and strong, and that time Lucas Hunter did a good job meeting him, but he's got to stay on his feet and running. And, Lucas is a pretty good-sized kid himself, and Petty's not going to be a guy that you're going to be able to fall down to your knees and pull down to the ground. So, got a second and short, and I would imagine they'll probably go right back to him again.
7 yards for Cam Petty. Ball at the Central 21-yard line. The toss to Jacob Keith. Central tripping him up, taking him down at the 20. Gets a yard. Tommy Robinson gets credit for the tackle for Central.
Great to see Tommy back in the game tonight. He's been injured the last 3 or 4 games with a shoulder injury that took place against Franklin Central, and I know he was excited to get back out on the field and play his last 8th grade game against the North team. So it's good to see him get in there and get a tackle tonight.
3rd and a couple for North. Going right back to Cam Petty. I think he got the first down and then kind of went backwards for just a step or two to get another push, and he gets it to the 15, first down North.
Well, right now what you have in North is you got Petty on a multitude of bellies, and when they've run that, they're getting not a little bit of yardage, but a lot of yardage. And if I'm Coach McMahon, I'm just staying with that. Every time they go somewhere else, it's not that it's been bad, but Central just hasn't proven yet that they can stop Petty, and I just keep going to him until they can do so.
Our opening half tonight being presented by Aqua Systems of Center Grove. New set of downs for North.
This is going right, pitch right.
At the 15.
Oh, no, it came underneath on a counter.
First
good
run
little play
of the day for Nick Pickett, the wingback coming from the right side, taken down at the 7-yard line.
Pickett's a good player, really good size, and did a nice job getting the ball up the field there. That'll be the last play of the quarter, and scores 7-0 North.
The big run by Cam Petty, 93-yard touchdown run. That's the difference, leading 7-0 over Central in this 8th grade rivalry game. We'll take a break. This is Center Grove Trojan football.
Where's the best place to get answers about your water? Aqua Systems, the home water experts. Since 1959, Aqua Systems has been manufacturing and installing top-quality water softeners, drinking water systems, and whole-house filtration systems for even the toughest water issues. Stop by anytime to get your water tested free and learn more about how we can help you have better water. If you need bottled water or salt delivered to your home or office, we do that too. CG football fans, mention this ad and get a special discount. And most importantly, go Trojans!
Welcome back to a very rainy Ray Skillman Stadium. A nice shot of the umbrellas here up at Ray Skillman Stadium for this rivalry game between Center Grove Middle School North and Middle School Central. North in front 7-0 after one quarter of action. And to begin the second quarter, North with great field position. Second down inside the 10-yard line. They go right back to Cam Petty up the middle, and he powers to the end zone. Touchdown. Second score of the night for Cam Petty.
Like I said, if I'm Coach McMahon, I don't know that I'm running any different play than that the rest of the night. He's very strong, powerful, and he's just going right up the gut. And right now, Central just doesn't have anything for him.
That one's from 7 yards out. Eckert to attempt the PAT kick. Good job by the holder to get it down. Kick is good. 14-0 North, leading Central with 7:52 to play in the second quarter. Another look at that touchdown run by Petty. Nothing fancy, just right up the gut.
So if you're Central, you're down 14-0. They have been down throughout this season in different parts of football games. It's not been a situation where they actually haven't been, they in other words, they've experienced this a lot. They've been down at half. They need to just get their composure, make the adjustments up front, and then one way you can stop Petty offensively is just not give him the doggone ball. So they need to put together a long drive here and try to get some points on the board before going into half.
Eckert had a touchback on his first kickoff. This one goes inside the 20. Good return for Central to the 30-yard line. Lucas Hunter with the return for Central. They'll spot the ball right at the 30 with 7:45 to play until halftime. Central trailing 14-0. For Central offensively, opening drive stalled, forced into a punt. 60-yard punt by P.J. Buck. And then second possession, a fumble recovered by North. Flag down. Before the snap, flag.
Not sure what took place there.
Maybe too many players on the field possibly for, I don't know. We'll see. Going to wave it off. I thought maybe this back official was counting the number of players North had and thought maybe there was 12, but they're going to wave it off.
I think that might have been Coach McMahon pulling a fast one. He wasn't used to this this setup here offensively, and I think he talked him in that they had too many on the field.
Back to it, Pence with the handoff. Great run for
Lucas
Central.
Hunter, he could go.
Breaks a tackle and
He
breaks
runs
another
hard.
tackle and down to the 30-yard line. Lucas Hunter with a brilliant run for Central.
Nice adjustment there, giving North something that they weren't used to seeing and spread them out a little bit, and that put them on the heels just enough that gave Lucas an opportunity to see some green. And again, Central's capable of moving the football. These first few series they've had, they just, couldn't get a play off. And if they can get a play off, they can move the football. And that's something they're going to have to continue to do here by spreading the North defense out.
40-yard run for Lucas Hunter. Inside the 30. Gavin Matheson gets his number called.
Gavin's a very strong north-south runner. He's going to have a bright future here at the high school. And more importantly, not only is he a good north-south runner, he has really good speed and just a tremendous upside.
Matheson gets it to the 25-yard line. Central looking for its first score. Pence, handoff. Lucas Hunter off right side, found something real close to a first down. All of a sudden, Aaron, this Central 8th grade team starting to find some offense.
Well, we mentioned a little bit earlier, I believe, is in the 7th grade telecast, but these two teams, great class overall, and that's what's exciting is that they're going to get to come back together. There's no quit on either side. So if North was down 14-0, it wouldn't surprise me to see them fight back, and it's not surprising me to see Central make a little run here.
First down, Central. Inside the 20 at the 17.
He's going to go in, touchdown.
Lucas Hunter, he will walk into the end zone, touchdown Central.
Give the coaching staff of Central some credit. They made some adjustments there after the last offensive outset, and they did just a tremendously better job blocking and gave Lucas the opportunity to get through there and get into the end zone. And PJ can get it through the uprights here. We got a 14-7 ball game and what we kind of expected.
And the kick
and
is
he got
good.
it. That was close.
May have been partially tipped.
I think so.
Buck is perfect on the season. I do believe now 30 of 30 on PAT kicks, and he's 2 of 2 on field goals. And Buck makes it now a 14-7 game. The Central team within a touchdown. Look at the replay, the touchdown run by Lucas Hunter. Again, great blocking on that right side. He was able to walk right into the end zone.
Looked like Dokmanovich got onto his man there and locked on and was able to give Lucas a hole. Now Buck has done a couple different things this year. He can pop it up kind of like Snyder does at the high school, and he's also had a few touchbacks. So doesn't look like we have much wind, but he is very capable of kicking this ball long, and the way North's setting up right now, after looking at it, I would be kicking it right around the 35-yard line and see if they can run underneath it. Oh, they did an onside. Holt
trying to keep it in bounds. Did he get it?
He got it, but I think he's out of bounds.
He grabbed the ball in the air but landed out of bounds. Great effort by Sam Holt trying to recover it, trying to keep it in bounds, but flag on the play for the kick going out of bounds. So North will have the football at the 45-yard line. They'll decline the penalty and just take it right at the 45. 5:32 to play in the first half. 14-7. North leads it. Another good look at Sam Holt's effort there, trying to get it before it went out of bounds. Great effort by Central. Jackson Moore under center. Handoff across the 50, still pushing the pile. Great run by Cam Petty. Took, maybe 6-8 guys to bring him down.
Cam's going to have a career night here in the first half. But he's just doing a good job reading his blocks. So we got to get better penetration up front. Our linebackers have got to fill, and he's just a horse, and they're going to have to just suck it up and try to get some stops here.
8 yards for Petty. 2nd and 2. Double wing back. Keith in motion. Handoff. Actually in motion. That is Nick Pickett, excuse me. Cuts it up, gets the first down.
Pickett on the jet. Central had an opportunity to get a stop there. They was not a very good transition of the football from quarterback to running back. They ran into each other, and there's an opportunity to get a stop there. Needless to say, though, Pickett was able to get the first down, and 4:37 and counting here in the half.
Lucas Hunter and Ethan Carlton in on the tackle.
tell you, if you coach more over the years that we've done this, Kevin, this is probably by far one of the bigger classes we've seen in quite some time. The North offensive line is just massive.
The toss, Cam Petty cuts it back inside, and good job by Central putting a nice tackle on him. Was number Crook. 69, Preston Cook, and Crook. And I just remember last year as this North team, when they lined up as 7th graders, they almost looked like freshmen because they were just so big across the front.
Yeah, they're good size, and like I said earlier, they're intelligent too. So not only are they big, they know where to be, and they can move the defense where they want them. And Central's just got their work cut out for them tonight.
5 yards on the carry. 2nd and 5. Going to number 14, Jacob Keith found an opening. 1st down. North Trojans inside the 30, all the way to the 27-yard line. Jacob Keith found a crease. Again, credit the offensive line opening up the hole for him. Tommy Robinson in on the stop for Central. Plenty of time for North. 3 minutes, 15 seconds and counting. 2nd quarter, leading 14-7. Looking for more here late in the 1st half. Double wing back here for the North Trojans. Man in motion takes the handoff. That's Jacob Keith with the stiff arm, and a good job by Central, really stringing that one out, not allowing him to turn it up. He gets some yards on the play.
Drew Green has really played an excellent football season for Central this year. He's just been steady at corner all year long and just did a wonderful job of stretching that out, and then a good form tackle just like you'd want to see it. Great job there by 2-6.
Jacob Keith, 4 yards. Brings up 2nd and 6. 2.5 minutes to play, opening half. At the Central 23-yard line, back to the money man, Cameron Petty. Good job by Central. Got him a little bit low on that one and got him down to the turf at the 20.
Better job that time by Central. Was able to hold him to a couple yards. Looks like maybe Petty's a little shaken up there. I'm sure he's going to be fine, though. Couple things to look at if you're Central. You got less than 2 minutes here in the half. There's now a timeout that's been called out on the field by North, I believe. Central really just needs to be focused on, don't worry about the 1st down as much, but try to keep them out of the end zone here and go into half only down 7 points. If they can accomplish that, they got to be very thrilled with where they're sitting in this ball game.
This North defense this season has been stellar. They've only given up 2 touchdowns in any one game. Perry Meridian recently scored 12. Other games, 0-0, 6-8, 0-6, 0-6. So, again, they've been really good on both sides of the ball, this North squad, and they did avenge their one loss from last year. They beat Doe Creek. Again, that's from New Palestine. They beat Doe Creek this year 14-6 after losing. That was their only loss that they had last year.
Well, there's no question the last 2 years the North team has just had an incredible run. It's exciting because at the end of the day, both these teams are going to be coming to the same high school. They're going to be teammates again. I know they're excited about it. Yes, they want to win tonight's game, but they're excited about the opportunity they're going to have to come together as one unit and do some great things over here at the high school. That said, pretty powerful run, one of the better ones we've seen in the middle school area, with North having only 1 loss and potentially going out through the entire time with only 1 loss.
3rd down for North. Jackson Moore to Cam Petty, straight ahead. He's going to be real close. His second effort may have gotten him the 1st down. Let's see where they mark him. He's very, very close to a 1st down. Helmet falls off, comes off one of the defenders for Central. Looked like number 38 got in on him, Lucas Hunter.
Well, they've done a good job last two plays, maintaining Petty. 4th and short. Can't imagine they wouldn't go right back to him, but we got timeout on the field here. And did Central call at that time?
Yeah, Coach Painter called a timeout. It's 4th and 1. Chance for the defense to regroup and and make a big stand. They need to make this play because you do not want to go down a couple of scores to this Coach McMahon North squad. And like I mentioned with North being so good this year, both sides of the ball, but you look at Central, they've been very good defensively this year, shutting out Lyndhurst, Whiteland, and Terre Haute North, and held Fall Creek to 6 points, and looks like Chapel Hill to a couple of touchdowns, and Belzer got 14. So this Central team has been very good on both sides of the ball as well.
They have. Coach Barnett's done a fantastic job with the defense, and they've gone against some really incredible teams. Central's done a nice job changing their schedule around to where just about everybody they play week in, week out is a MIC-type team, meaning that middle school is going to enter into a MIC high school. And they played Creston earlier this year, who hadn't been scored on, and were putting up 25, 30 points a game, and really defensively did a great job on them, and we put quite a few points on them. So regardless of what happens tonight, it's not to be taken away a great season that Central's had. Big fourth down play here.
4th and 1, handoff Petty. Puts the shoulder pads down, picks up the first down. He gets it inside the 15.
That's okay. If you're Central, again, right now you just want the clock to move. Do everything in your power to keep them out of the end zone. It doesn't matter at this point what's happening other than keep them out of the end zone and go in the half only down 7 points.
Ball at the 15, new set of downs. 1 minute to play here in the first half, and Jackson Moore lost the exchange
Their
from
fight
the
looks
center,
like Central has it, and they
it
do.
will be Central football. Jackson Moore pulled out of there without the football, trying to get back to it, and Jackson Moore a little slow to his feet. He appears to be okay, and it is recovered by Central. Was that number 80, P.J. Buck, maybe?
Nah, I don't think he's in
not on
defense. It
I
could
thought
have
it
been
something maybe 60. Could have been Nolan Coy.
might have been Nolan Coy. He has played defense throughout the season at different times, so it could have been Nolan.
Didn't quite pick up the number there quickly enough, but big turnover.
Yeah, now there's less than a minute. You've had a big stop. Be smart here. Don't try to go for anything silly. Let's just get out of this half if you're Central and be down 7 points.
Down to the final 35 seconds. North stands up the running back in the hole. Timeout called by Central. Josh Johnson made the initial hit for North, number 13 linebacker. Josh Johnson, he really has a nose for the football. Gain of 1 yard, 2nd and 9 will be the call here for Central once this timeout concludes. Again, Coach Pater calling the timeout, stopping the clock with 31 seconds to play. I would say if they don't get significant yards here on this next play, you may just want to let that clock run out. The last thing you want to do is be punting deep from your own end zone area or end of your field with a wet football. Last thing you want to do is put your punter in a difficult situation.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. Great momentum changer that Central had in getting the turnover, but you did a good job. In essence, not necessarily a goal line stand, but they're deep in your territory, and you fought to stay in this football game. So let's not be too silly here and get into halftime and feel very good at where we stand.
31 ticks to play first half. Pence to pass, sets the feet, lofts it up, has a man. It is tipped, and it is brought down by number 80, P.J. Buck. He's to the 49-yard line. They'll stop the clock momentarily to move the chains.
Now, very gutsy play call. Really should have been intercepted. Give P.J. Buck, number 80, all the credit in the world for going after the football. And whether you're on defense or offense, they're taught at a young age. You go get the ball at its highest peak. P.J. wanted it more there. And I would imagine that the coaches had a little bit of a heart attack about that happened there because North is so quick in scoring the football. But credit P.J. Going up and getting that football. And now they're at half, almost midfield, and 19 seconds left. You got a little bit more of an opportunity to pull some rabbits out of the hat and maybe stick one in the end zone here.
Jacob Keith nearly had the interception on that play, and Josh Johnson made the tackle. 2nd down and 10. 19 seconds to play first half. Hand off to Sam Holt, turns it up. Tripped up at midfield. 13 seconds to play. A quick timeout called by Coach Brandon Painter. They'll mark him officially now at the North 49-yard line.
Now, one play that Coach Painter has in, well, we look at the replay. Sam does a good job cutting the ball up, and just a shed. Almost was able to break it for a little bit more yards there, but a great defensive play. Couldn't see it from North, but was able to get him on a shoestring. Watching the Central team this year, granted they haven't run a lot of sweeps. In fact, I think that was the first sweep or ice-type play that they've run tonight. So they haven't set up the counter crisscross, but they do have the counter crisscross in the repertoire, but more importantly, they have what's called a counter crisscross pass. They actually beat Belzer on this earlier, and as aggressive as the North defense is, I could see them biting on it. That said, they have 4 guys back playing the pass, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for it to work.
13 seconds to play here in the second quarter, 3rd and 7. Penalty flag down, false start called against Central. Stay tuned. Coming up in just a few moments, we will have the Ray Skillman Automotive Group halftime show. Ray Skillman, where we stack them deep and sell them cheap. Again, big thank you to Aqua Systems for being our first half sponsor tonight.
It looked like that was indeed going to be the play in that particular case.
3rd and 12, the call here for Coach Painter and Central. Going off that right side. Now cutting it back inside is Lucas Hunter. He's had a tremendous first half for Central, taken down at the 45-yard line, and that will be your final play of the first half. Central not able to get back to the line of scrimmage to stop the clock. And halftime score, 14-7 North in front. A lot of Cameron Petty for North here in the first half, but Aaron Holt, very competitive opening 2 quarters.
We thought it was going to be a great game. We've seen some great plays by both kickers. Cameron Petty obviously goes without saying. He's had an incredible first half. But so has Central and Lucas Hunter and Gavin Matheson. And we got ourselves a ball game, 14-7, and looking forward to see what takes place here in the second half.
Stay tuned. Our Ray Skillman Automotive Group halftime show up next. This is Center Grove Trojan football.
Where's the best place to get answers about your water? Aqua Systems, the home water experts. Since 1959, Aqua Systems has been manufacturing and installing top-quality water softeners, drinking water systems, and whole-house filtration systems for even the toughest water issues. Stop by anytime to get your water tested free and learn more about how we can help you have better water. If you need bottled water or salt delivered to your home or office, we do that too. CG football fans, mention this ad and get a special discount. And most importantly, go Trojans.
Appetizers, gentlemen.
I'll start with the steak tartare.
And you, sir?
I'll have the same. But hold the tartare sauce.
The tartare sauce? Really?
I don't like it.
The more you save on insurance, the more you'll have for football. Drivers who switch their home and auto to Allstate saved an average of $503 a year. Are you in good hands?
Ooh, creamy brulee.
Ray Skillman's got your truck, man. Big and little trucks, man. Integrated locations, man. Skillman's got your truck, man. He's got SUVs, crossovers, long bed, short bed, flatbed, dump cab, crew cab, in the cab, half ton, 3/4 ton, 1 ton, high cube, van, cargo van, diesel engine, gas in the stock. For custom in the color you want, man. Ray Skillman's got your truck, man. Big and little trucks, man. Integrated locations, man. Skillman's got your truck, man. Ray Skillman's got your truck, man.
Welcome to the Ray Skillman Automotive Group halftime show. Ray Skillman, where we stack them deep and sell them cheap. Here in the 8th grade rivalry game, we've got a good one. The middle school North squad in front of Central, 14-7 here at intermission. Our special guest here at halftime, the freshman football coach here at Center Grove High School, Barry Bolin. And Coach, first of all, thank you for taking time to be with us on what is just a great community event for Center Grove.
Yes, it is. It's a pleasure to be here. I love watching these kids. It's going to be the future for Center Grove High School football, so it's good to get a peek at both sides of the teams. It just looked like they had a lot of talent, a lot of skill, both sides, very disciplined, so it's going to be a fun year next year as well.
I will say, Coach, both these teams undefeated, and you talk about the future of Center Grove football. it looks pretty good. These two teams here playing tonight, a lot of talent, a lot of size. And I remember watching this North team last year when they lined up as 7th graders, and they almost looked like a freshman high school football team with such great size. But again, we've got a lot of talent in this class.
Yes, there is. I know Coach has already discussed a few players that I probably won't get to see next year, so I'm going to have to make a few side bets or do something to try and get some of these kids to stay with me. So, but no, he's very excited about all these classes that are coming up. There are a lot of talent, a lot of gifted players in here that live and breathe Center Grove football. So it's good to have these type of kids here with us.
And Barry, like I mentioned before, you're the head coach of the freshman program here for Center Grove, and obviously these kids after tonight, they'll all become one. They'll be Trojans at the end of the night, and this is a tough night from that standpoint. The parents have to cheer against each other a little bit, but all in all, just a wonderful night and such great tradition with Center Grove football. And I know this makes your job a little bit easier when these kids get to the high school program.
Yeah, that was probably one of the hardest things this year is get these kids to realize there's no longer Central North. Once the clock hits double zeros tonight, they actually become freshmen. We look at them as freshman football players for next year. So, just trying to get that bond, get that group of kids to kind of together. A lot of these guys have been friends through Bantam anyway, and they just have that little separation for a couple, 3 years. Then they come back, and it's just, it's good to rejuvenate good friendships and just trying to get that team and that bond come back together. So I'm hoping that a lot of these guys, I think, are jawing with one another, but they're all good friends. So
yeah, and Coach Moore talked about it a little bit early on at halftime of the 7th grade game. We had Coach Moore on. His son Jackson, of course, the quarterback for North, and he said it's difficult even for his son because he's got so many friends on both sides of the ball. But once this game is over tonight, Coach Moore will have all the players at midfield and give them a post-game talk, if you will, and you're right, they become freshmen after tonight. But maybe for those that might be listening to the webcast, maybe talk about that transition going from middle school football to the high school ranks.
It's been a challenge this year for our team. This year we've lost a lot of guys to injury, main people, but we've had a lot of our backup kids step up. But it's a huge transition. Again, just the amount of schoolwork, the time dedication they have to have in school. It's just it's not what I want to say a struggle, but it's kind of it's an eye-awakening experience, and that's one thing we try and push on the kids to make sure classwork has to come first. That's just all there is to it. But it was, like I said, these kids that we have this year have really stepped up to the occasion. I know our record's not showing that, but a lot of times we don't base it on record. We try and get these kids prepared and ready to play varsity football, and there's a lot of kids and it's a huge transition. You're playing a lot of the middle school teams that we face, but when you get to the MIC, it's a huge step in speed and size. The kids are a lot more, I don't want to say talented, but they mature a lot. That's a big gap between 8th grade and your freshman year. So a lot of this off-season work is going to be really driven to these kids. I want to try and get into the weight room and get started to get on these weights and really pick it up. I think that's where a lot of these classes work really hard. Coach Mills does a phenomenal job in the weight room, and he was talking to my boys last night about commitment. You got to be committed, and that's all there is to it if you want to be competitive in the MIC. And so that's kind of what I'm hoping these kids pick up. They come over if they're not playing basketball or other winter sports. They get over and get in the weight room and just work their tails off and get ready for next year.
Also, Coach Bolin, I just think Brandon Painter and also Travis McMahon and their staffs, both their assistant coaches on both sides, do a really good job preparing these young men for the high school ranks.
They do a phenomenal job, and I can pick up a phone and call either one of them, and they'll tell me, hey, this kid here does exceptionally well at this position, so keep an eye on him next year. I've had Coach Painter and Coach McMahon both give me video on their games, and they get them well prepared for freshman football. Coach Summers does a good job. Coach Barnett does a great job with them as well, and that's another transition these kids have to make. Sometimes they may play offense this year, and they may be on defense next year. So that's the thing too. They're prepared to play both sides of the ball, and I think there are just a lot of good kids out here that just love to play the game of football.
And also, Coach Bolin, something that parents and kids need to do. Center Grove football is a great program. Sometimes you don't get your opportunity to play under the lights until maybe your senior year. But stay patient, but also stay hungry because, like you mentioned before, you've had some key injuries this year at the freshman level, and there's opportunities, the next man up, if you will. So there's always going to be those opportunities, but continue to work hard, but also you got to stay patient at the same time.
Yes, you do. That's been one of the struggles for kids this year, that they don't, we try and play 22 kids. We don't play kids both ways. We're down here at middle school, a lot of them they do. And, that's fine. That's what they choose to do. But we're trying to build for the varsity, get ready for that. So we want as many kids on the football field. And, it is a struggle. It's a huge adjustment. And you want the parents behind you to support you. You want the kids just to keep hanging in there. And, like I said, through injuries, and you get that opportunity to just be ready to play. Everybody's a part of our team. No matter if you're standing on the sideline or you're out there on the field, we try and push, be a teammate, be one team, become a one unit, and just help get ready for the next season.
All right, Center Grove football freshman head coach Barry Bolin. Thanks, Barry, for joining us here at halftime. We had a great first half. Enjoy the second half.
Thank you very much.
All right, Barry Bolin, kind enough to join us for just a few minutes here at halftime. Again, North in front of Central, 14-7 here in the rivalry game of the 8th grade contest. In the first game tonight, the North Trojans won the 7th grade game over Central, and these two teams here in the 8th grade level, both undefeated at 9-0, and this is the final regular season game and also the final game for both teams in middle school. So just a lot at stake here for both teams, and like Coach Bolin said, after tonight, they're all one. They're all going to be Trojans. They're going to be looked upon as freshman football players, and we'll be now getting ready for the second half. P.J. Buck will tee it up at the 40. His last kickoff was nearly recovered with an onside kick by Sam Holt. Let's see what Buck will attempt here to begin the third quarter.
Looking the way they're set up, I would imagine he's going to kick it long. Now, North will probably adjust once they see him go back, but he's liable to kick this almost to the end zone if not into it. Now they're adjusting. Smart move by North. Well coached, as always.
Buck with a nice kickoff, and Keith will take it from the 10-yard line to the 25, breaks a tackle, gets to the 30, and taken down at the 31-yard line. So 21-yard return by Jacob Keith. Pretty good field position for the North Trojans.
Nice job there by Jacob fielding that ball. If he doesn't field that, that's a potential danger zone there for North. So Jacob did the right thing, catching the ball, and a nice return, 21 yards. Good way to start the second half if you're North.
And the first half scoring summary: Cameron Petty, 93-yard touchdown run in that first quarter. North led 7-0. Petty followed that up in the second quarter with a 7-yard touchdown run, led 14-zip, and then Central responded. Lucas Hunter scored on a 17-yard touchdown run to make it 14-7 here at halftime. And special thanks to Ray Skillman Automotive Group for sponsoring our halftime. Third quarter being presented by Allstate Insurance, the Bontrager Agency of Greenwood. Nick Pickett with a nice carry on first down, picks up 11 yards for the first.
Yeah, they started the play or the half off with a counter to Pickett. Pretty good play call there. Central wasn't looking for it, although I thought they defended it pretty well. Pickett got the ball up the field, and first down run for number 21.
Coach McMahon talks about his 8th grade North team. They're very talented, but he said they're very coachable and very likable, and that's a dream come true for any coach. Another great run going for North on first down. They pick up another first down. They get it all the way inside Central territory down to the 45-yard line, and again they go right back. This time, though, it's Jacob Keith.
Yeah, Jacob does a nice job running the sweep there and getting the ball upfield. Another tackle there by Sam Holt, which is great for him, other than if you're the defense for Central, you really don't want him getting a lot of tackles 10 yards down the field. So we got to get a better penetration if you're Central up front on the defensive side of the ball, and that's going to be difficult to do because the line for North is just so strong.
A couple of nice runs to begin the third quarter. Petty, they do a really good job on Petty. They've really keyed on Petty, so McMahon, what does he do to begin the second half? He goes with Keith and Pickett. So that's the first carry of the second half for Petty.
It could be one of those decisions where they say, hey, we're going to do everything in our power, if possible, to take Petty out of the ball game and make someone else beat you. And, not a bad philosophy. Not sure we can get it done, but they have done a better job on Petty here the last few times he's got the ball.
Preston Crook on the tackle for Central. Man in motion, takes the handoff. Jacob Keith, and he is rocked after a couple of yards.
Great
Coming
play there
across.
by Lucas Hunter. Did
Lucas
a good job coming up and getting a nice wrap there on Jacob Keith. Brings up third and about 7, and key play here for our Central. If they can get them at the line of scrimmage for a short gain, it really puts the pressure on North and what to call.
Central really tightening things up here defensively after giving up 2 long runs on a couple of first downs. They've really tightened things up. Jackson Moore with the toss. Petty gets outside. He's got the first down. Great stiff arm. They're trying to rip him down from behind. He's inside the 10, out of bounds. Saving tackle made by Central. Looked like number 13. Lucas Railing was able to grab onto the back of his jersey.
Yeah, he's just so big and strong, and he hits the hole hard, and it's one of those scenarios where if you don't get on him quick and let him get his mojo, it's going to be difficult to get him down. So good saving touchdown tackle there by Railing.
Also, Tommy Robinson able to take him down out of bounds. New set of downs, 1st and goal at the 9. 4:45 to play here in the third quarter. North in front, 14-7. Jackson Moore, handoff right back to Cam Petty. Stiff arm, he's inside the 5. Good job by, was that Evan Yaste, maybe, number 6 with the tackle?
Yaste is number 6 and had a good year. He's played in some B games and really done a nice job, and it's good to see him getting some action here tonight.
Actually, correction, that was number 8, Cade Lansdale. I do believe that was number 8 with the tackle. Ball at the 4. 1st and goal, 2nd and goal, should say, excuse me. At the 4. 4:10 and counting, third quarter. Last time North was down this close, they went right to Petty with the power run game. The toss.
Touchdown.
Petty puts down the shoulder pad. He's in there. Touchdown. Cam Petty, his 3rd of the night, 4 yards out. Great opening drive for the North Trojans. Petty, once he got close to the goal line, just too strong.
Really was a good drive there. Great play calling by McMahon, spreading the wealth a little bit, and certainly when it was time to get those crucial yards, he went right to Petty, and he was able to get it done.
Kick by Eckert, up, and it is good. Makes it 21-7 North. Nick Browning doing the holding on the PAT kick. Petty tonight, again, 3 touchdowns from 93 yards out, 7 yards, and that one goes for 4 yards out. Talking to Coach Bolin at halftime, he said there's going to be a few of these players that will bypass freshman football. He said Coach Moore's already got a few guys that he's got his eyes on, so whether they go to JV football, and it's not unusual, but we see it once in a while where a freshman can make that jump to the varsity level. It has happened. But,
yeah, 2 years in a row, actually. Heinrich started this year as a freshman for his first few games as a tight end, and then
Titus McCoy
last year. The year prior. So
Holt with the return for Central.
No, if I'm Coach Moore, I'm licking my chops, getting my hands on all these players. Both teams come in undefeated. They've had great seasons. They've taken care of their competition. And just about everybody that they played this year is going to be kids that they're going to be playing against for many years to come there in the high school ranks. And I agree with Coach Bolin. I would imagine there's a handful that are probably never going to see freshman football because they're going to be able to help right away.
3.5 minutes to play, third quarter. Central down by a couple of scores. Lucas Hunter wrapped up.
38, Lucas Hunter with the carry. Tackled by 13,
Josh Johnson. And Josh has got a nose for the ball. We talked about the Stewart boys in the 7th grade game. Josh is one of those types, Aaron Holt, he just finds a way to get to the football.
He always has been. I remember him down at the Bantam ranks. He was always a guy you found around the football defensively, and it's great to see him out. Last year he had a knee injury, kept him out almost the entire season, if not the entire season. So he looks in great shape, and happy to see him be able to have the season he's having.
Do believe the snap was fumbled, and they're indicating North football at the 30. We'll watch the replay. Let's see if there was an exchange between center and the quarterback. Seifert and Pence there.
Looks like Matt just never really got his hands on the football. Don't know if it was wet, didn't stay underneath, or what happened there. But a big turnover in this game, unfortunately. They're down 14 points and now have great field position. Defense is going to have to make a stop here.
Jackson Moore.
A great interception there by Lucas Railing.
Lucas Railing picks it off at the 25-yard line as
he looked like Spider-Man there.
Jackson Moore released it, had a man in his face. Gavin Matheson putting heavy pressure on Jackson Moore and wasn't able to step into the pass and picked off by Railing.
Railing was right there and looked like he almost mistimed it there at first, but was able to get his right hand up and get his hand on that football and rip it down. Great play by Lucas, and that's exactly what the Central team needed defensively to stay in this ball game.
2:10 to play, third quarter. Central with an opportunity here to take advantage of the turnover. 1 yard on the carry.
Petty's just everywhere on this football field and just disrupting so many things. And I believe that was Latham again, too, that's getting great penetration there on the defensive line. He's had a phenomenal football game, and that's just really making Central struggle with what they want to do offensively.
Lucas Railing, first carry, gets a yard. Final 90 seconds of the third quarter. And running back dropped immediately. Was that Petty again? Matheson on the carry. Cam Petty once again on the stop. 1 minute remaining here in the third. Pence fakes the handoff, looking for Buck on that far side, and it's going to be picked off. I'm sorry, that's going to be Oganowski, the intended receiver. It's picked off by North at the 35-yard line.
Well, it looks like the ball never even got out of his hand.
Jacob Keith with the INT.
Pass never had a chance. Jacob was sitting there playing center field and was able to make the catch and get a decent return. Great play by North, and boy, this second half has been just a complete set of momentum shifts. And
25 seconds to play.
Ball hadn't moved much from the 30 to 35-yard line.
Sure has not. You're right. Should be our final play of the third quarter, and inside handoff, and really sniffed out well by Central. Eli
Looks like there's a fumble
Fotenhauer.
on the football on the play.
Do believe it was number 51. I thought was the one that made the initial tackle. Yes, Eli Fotenhauer.
Fotenhauer did a good job, along with Cole Bontrager, getting in there and sealing that run, not having the opportunity to go outside and forced him to cut it up.
That brings us to the end of the third quarter here in the rivalry game at Ray Skillman Stadium. The 8th grade North team leading 21-7 over Central. This is Center Grove Trojan football.
Appetizers, gentlemen.
I'll start with the steak tartare.
And you, sir?
I'll have the same. But hold the tartar sauce.
The tartar sauce? Really?
I don't like it.
The more you save on insurance, the more you'll have for football. Drivers who switch their home and auto to Allstate saved an average of $503 a year. Are you in good hands?
Ooh, creamy brulee.
Welcome back to Ray Skillman Stadium. Kevin Conrad, Aaron Holt with you for the rivalry game here in the second contest. North leading Central 21-7 in the 7th grade contest earlier tonight. North defeated Central. And we have a timeout called by Central before we get things underway here in the final quarter.
Not sure what the confusion was there. We were getting ready to start the second or the fourth quarter, and we had a call, or Central had a call a timeout, and they're discussing some things. So maybe they're going to try something different just to kind of catch them off guard and try to make a play. This is critical time here. If you're Central, you got to find a way to get the ball back and move it downfield. If North's able to score here, it's pretty much out of reach.
2nd and 9 for North. Just inside the 35-yard line.
Moved.
Flags down. Penalty against the North squad. Aaron, just want to take this time to thank Allstate Insurance, the Bontrager Agency. John Bontrager does so much for our community and our broadcast, and also to Don Line of Aqua Systems. Both of them do a lot in our Center Grove community. And on 2nd and long, Keith with a nice carry for North to the 31-32-yard line. But just two great companies and two great guys.
Two wonderful companies, John and John and Don, John and Don do a great job being visible in the community and supporting not just football but a variety of programs, and certainly is greatly appreciated, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to do these type of things that we're doing tonight.
Hand off back to Jacob Keith, cuts it back. He breaks an arm tackle. He's going to race into the end zone. Touchdown North. This one from 31 yards out. Jacob Keith with the touchdown. His first score of the night.
Yep, did a nice job getting around the right side. It was an ice play, Petty Lee blocking. Jacob was able to cut it up, and Central made had some poor tackle or poor attempts of tackling there, and Jacob was able to get the ball into the end zone. Central was trying to bring the house, and once you broke through that first level, there's just nothing there to stop him. So great for Jacob to see him get in the end zone there, and this game is now really pretty much out of reach unless Central's able to score quickly and get the ball back.
Good lead blocking by Cam Petty down the field. You see Doyle, number 88, also down the field looking to pick up some blocks. Eckert's PAT kick is no good. So the score 27-7, North by 20 points. And Central's been very good all season long defensively. Going into today's game, only team to score more than 14 points is this North squad tonight. Belzer, the only team to score 14. That's the most coming into tonight's contest. So it kind of shows again this high-octane offense that Coach Travis McMahon has with this North team.
They just do a very good job up front, and the running backs run the ball well. They're big, they're strong, and that gives them every opportunity to really take their offense to a level where they can put points on the board.
Matheson inside his own 15-yard line, dropped it momentarily, picked it up, and turns it into a nice return to the 36-yard line.
Well, if you're Central now, you kind of you don't want to say you're in panic mode, but you have to get the ball in the end zone quickly. So can't waste time in the huddle, can't waste time up at the line of scrimmage. You got to get the ball snapped and execute your plays and take advantage of what time you have left.
inside 7 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Pence hands it off to the wingback, Sam Holt. Good coverage by the North defense. Also, Aaron, special tonight as well. The Center Grove High School Football Parents Club always gets together and puts on a chili supper for a lot of the 7th and 8th grade parents, a way to kind of extend an invite to them to kind of show them a little bit about what the high school is all about. Tradition
that started way back, and they work hard, and it takes a lot of time, energy, and effort to feed probably somewhere around 400 or 500 people that went through there tonight. It's greatly appreciated, and a tradition that continues each year. Very few, if any, other high school programs do this, and it certainly is a big part of what makes tonight special when you see both North and Central playing one another. Again, with the weather, a few fans have left, but for the most part, this place was packed at the beginning of this football game. It's just a great thing to see when you're looking at 7th and 8th grade football and having a few thousand fans sitting here in the stands. So great shout out to the Parents Club of the high school, and certainly want to thank them for everything they've been able to do and helping make this a special night.
Matheson with a nice run, 7 yards. 3rd and 3. Pence, handoff. First down for Central. Lucas Hunter. He's been quiet for some time. He picks up the first down.
Yeah, that play seems to be working for the Central offense, and what they're doing is they're putting the wingback in motion, and it's a quick hit just on the right side towards the weak side of the line, right off tackle. And Lucas has run the ball hard tonight, has by far the most yards for the Central offense. And fortunately, it looks like we have a man down.
I believe it may be, I think, Cameron Petty. If you watch the replay, Aaron, it looks like he was making the attempt for the tackle, and one of his teammates collided with him, possibly knocked the wind out of him. You'll see here as he tries to make the tackle, one of his teammates kind of put a shoulder into his midsection.
Yeah, it looks like right around his, right above his hip, maybe into his belly. Hopefully it is just the wind being knocked out of him. Here it is again. Does a spin move, and as he's approaching to the ball carrier, looks like Gaffney goes in there and unfortunately hits him with one of his shoulders. So, again, for the sake of Cam, let's hope that it is just his wind. If not, could be a bruise to the hip or whatnot.
I think he's just trying to catch his breath. Now he gets to his feet. Hear the applause by the Center Grove fans.
Gives you a little bit of indication on how big he is. Coach Summer there probably lost his left arm trying to rip him up off the carpet there.
And to let you know, Coach Summers, 1987, he was the starting center for the first ever sectional championship team here at Center Grove High School in football, and also the first regional championship team as well. And he was a junior on that team.
He's been around a long time. We talked about consistency in this program, and he's one of them. He sticks around and helps these young kids and gets them groomed for the high school, and we can't thank him enough for everything that he does do.
Pence hit as he released it, and they're going to say incomplete pass. Ooh, watch the replay.
That was a really nice pass by Pence. He was getting pressure and finally let it go and had something on it. And I thought Tommy did a nice job there stretching out and going after that ball. He replay didn't get a very good look at it, but obviously the official saw something that said he did not have grasp of the ball there when he hit the ground.
Kyle Salter was in Pence's face as he released it. Again, this D-line is so big for North. Sam Holt in motion. Quick pass to Holt, makes it the catch. Looking for some running room. I believe there's a flag down at the 40-yard line.
It just seems like every time Central gets anything positive, it's just coming back. There's a hold way out there. And that's
Holding
going to come
against
back 10
Central.
yards.
Hold on that far side of the field. 4.5 minutes to play in the ball game. 27-7 North. We had a 14-7 score at halftime. North by a touchdown, but here in the second half, the North Trojans very impressive on both sides of the ball with the defense and the offense. They'll put the ball at the 49-yard line. It'll be second down. Counter crisscross. North very disciplined, not fooled by the double handoff. Hunter with the run. Minimal yards. Give him a yard on the play.
And we got 3rd and long here. Lucas is coming out of the game. This is look for a pass here to P.J. Buck.
Nick Pickett in on the stop for the Trojans. P.J. Buck splits out here to the right side. Pinch rolling, looking for a man. Now he's going to throw to Buck, and the ball is tipped away by Jacob Keith. Buck was open momentarily, but good job by Keith to close. And, again, Keith with very long arms was able to tip it away.
Good defensive play there by Keith. Matt did a nice job being patient and looking to make a play and really good thrown ball, but Jacob made a good beeline on it and was able to break it up right before the catch was made. Very nice defensive play there.
4th and 15. 3:29 to play, fourth quarter. Pence wanting to pass, sets it up very, very well to the screen to that far side, and it'll be short of the first down. Matheson with the catch and run, gets it inside the 40 to the 39, but a few yards short of the first down, so it'll be a turnover on downs.
Like the play call, was very well executed and really got great yardage there, just shy of the first down, but unfortunately for Central, not being able to get that first down. 3:18 left in this game, and it's pretty much dire straits now if you're B.A. Painter and the Central football team.
Max Schmelsley, number 29, with a nice hit for North in the open field. From the North 38-yard line, Jackson Moore, quarterback, with 3 minutes to play in the ball game. Handoff to Jacob Keith. Keith with a touchdown here in the second half from 31 yards out.
Jacobs quietly had a nice football game tonight on both sides of the ball, running it hard and certainly has looked like he's gotten a lot stronger from last year and willing to run the ball up in the tunnel, so to speak, a lot better than he has in the past.
Christopher Martin and Cole Bontrager in on the stop for Central. Second down and 6 after a pickup of 4 for Keith. Handoff. Turning it up. First down North to the 50-yard line. Was that back to Cam Petty?
No, I think it
or
was
is that a new
13.
number?
That's a new number, it looks
Is that
like.
Josh Johnson's number 13. Is that
Okay.
Josh?
Yeah, that would have been Josh. He did a nice job getting the ball upfield and getting the first down. And that's pretty much, barring a complete collapse, that's going to be your ball game. And, not to take anything away from Central, they've had a fantastic year, a lot better than what they were as 7th graders, and there's nothing to be taken lightly. They've had a fantastic season, should be excited about what they were able to accomplish, and tip your hats off to Coach McMahon for another undefeated season. He's I think this could be his 4th one that he's personally had, if not a little bit more. And both sides been very well coached, and at times got a little sloppy tonight on both sides of or for both schools. Weather probably had a little bit to do with that, and emotion in this big game. But Kevin, I got to tell you, there's a lot of things to be excited about as these guys come together as a group. And I know Coach Moore and his staff is excited to get them here at the high school, and that'll start here in a few weeks, probably after fall break, with them lifting in the weight room for those who aren't playing a winter sport. And they're in literally 1 minute and 2 seconds, they're now officially freshmen as far as it relates to Center Grove football.
Mason Cook, number 47, had that last carry for North. Coach McMahon doing a good job trying to get in some of these subs here late in the game, give them an opportunity to play in this special game. Down to our final 40 seconds. North will have to run at least one more play, and we should have a final.
Well, I think, is this the Painter was 2 in a row, or was it 3 in a row that he had against Coach McMahon? Definitely think it was 2. I think it was 2. Yeah, it was. So he was going for his 3rd in a row. It's a friendly competition, but I think this makes in his tenure basically an even 500 between the two coaches.
That's your final snap, final score tonight, 27-7. The North Trojans win it over Central in the rivalry game, and for the North Trojans and Coach McMahon and his staff, 10-0, perfect on the season. And for Central, one loss, only one loss. This one right here, 9-1. So, Aaron, you take that, it's 19-1 this year between these two teams. Pretty impressive.
Very impressive. We joke about it because we say it so often, but at the end of the day, what the best thing about this game is that it's over. And I look out approximately somewhere around 70 football, maybe 85 football players are now combining themselves as one, and there's a lot to be excited for here in the future, especially when you look at what's already at the high school. We got a great senior class right now, but as they move on, the freshmen, sophomore, and juniors are very, very strong as well, and this is going to be a close-knit group, and excited to watch what transpires here the next 4 years with these guys.
Yeah, they truly are now all one Trojans, and Coach Moore will go down here in just a few seconds and talk to both teams, and the parents and the families are welcome to join on the field as well. But again, a lot of excitement from this class. Again, Coach Bolin told us that at halftime, some of these guys will bypass freshman football, if you will, and jump to the possibly JV and varsity ranks next season. There's that much talent in this class. And you see the presentation at midfield, the traveling trophy going to Middle School North and Coach McMahon. And again, just overall a great night of football. We had some not so good weather, but the fans turned out in force. Again, I would say at least a couple of thousand here tonight, and a lot of them sat right here in the rain all night long, Aaron.
Sure did, and again, great thanks goes out to the high school for allowing us to have this game on this wonderful field. And right now you're getting ready to see what a great tradition it is when Coach Moore comes out and addresses the teams together with the parents around. It's a neat moment, and Kevin, thanks again for all your help and doing these two games, and can't wait to do it again with you next year.
Sounds great. Thank you very much, Aaron, for all that you do for Center Grove football. And tonight's game was produced by Center Grove Gridiron Productions, New 5 Creative, and CenterGroveSportsNetwork.com. The executive director is Aaron Holt. The executive producer, Matt Murray. Our game spotter tonight, Mike Robinson. Really appreciate him sitting in and giving us a hand tonight. Special thanks to Central head coach Brandon Painter and North head coach Travis McMahon for their help with tonight's broadcast. Once again, North over Central. Final score 27-7 in the 8th grade rivalry game. For Aaron Holt, I'm Kevin Conrad saying good night, everyone, from Ray Skillman Stadium at Center Grove High School.